Finally, you're here and how to scale your ads. But before we actually go to this scaling method, I just want to say that this is based from my experience. It may or may not work for you, but yesterday pinakita ko sa inyo that my most successful campaigns are manual bid and on a lifetime budget. Okay, those two are key takeaways. Those are my style. There are people siguro na magaling sa automatic, but for me it worked on a manual bid before. And today we're also going to be explaining how manual bidding works and ano yung mga pros and cons niya. We're also going to be talking about which scaling method you can try today, because nagbabago yung algorithm ni Facebook. Since last year it has changed a lot. And yeah, so meron akong mga conditions on which scaling method I use. Inom na naman tayo. And keep this in mind, guys. Not all items are scalable. Okay? On one ad account, you can only maybe run 1 or 2 super winners. Okay? I didn't say na you cannot run 20 or 30 products at the same time on one general store. Of course you can. You can still be profitable. However, I just don't see it working na 5 yung superstar mo on one general store. Okay, so how it works is you have this kind of lead item on your general store or your niche store, and the others are side dishes, and the others are upsells and cross-selling. So that's what we're going to talk about is also later on, and how to increase your average order value or AOV. This is similar to when you go to McDonald's na you ordered this value meal and the cashier will ask you, would you like to upsize your fries? Would you like to upsize your thing? Would you like to add an ice cream or something? For every 10 people that you actually ask if they would like to upsize their fries, probably more than 2 or 3 is gonna say yes, right? So your store right now is, even my store before, is leaving a lot of money in the table. If only you can have or increase your average order value by a little bit every day, you're going to survive this fourth quarter. So in the world of e-commerce, every end of the quarter is always the hardest. CPM goes up, okay, because sales sa Lazada, sales sa Shopee, sales sa Kim Store, sales sa lahat. So, sale din sa mall. So, basically, if you don't have a strong brand and you don't have a... okay ba yung sound ko? Am I doing good? How's my sound? Okay. If you don't have a strong presence, you don't have a lot of followers, and you are relying on some budol items, you're probably not gonna make that much. Maybe you can if sobrang budol, but Facebook's really strict right now on budol items. So yeah. Okay, so there are items that are non-scalable, and meron din tayong tinatawag na one-hit wonder. Ito yung mga item na unang day, pangalawang day okay siyang tignan sa metrics, ganda ng CPP, ganda na lahat. But when you try to scale it, yung CPP nyo, it goes double. I know you know what I'm talking about, Ito yung item na tinesting nyo for split testing, and then you try to doubling up the budget, and then the CPM just goes wild. We cannot do anything about it. There are items that you cannot scale, and we're going to also talk about how Facebook optimization works, 48 hours, 72 hours rule. So have you experienced na meron kayong split testing, 250 or 200 pesos, and then you try to scale it to 1,000 or 2,000, and then the next day it just goes wild. It's just like what, 1 or 2 purchase. Yung tipong mas maganda pa yung result nung 250 pesos. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like we have experienced that, and today we're going to study why it happened and how you can actually avoid it. And that's why yesterday we were talking about how many general stores you should have. So I did announce this is going to be my last advanced mastermind, because after this I want to hit my goal this October. We're going to be launching 4 more niche stores. The lineup is complete. Box na lang nung mga item ko yung kulang. So kasi may mga box yon, dahil niche store yon, it has to be printed, mga ba tawag doon, heat stamp, etc. So a lot of work for us, and that you should also be doing right now in order for you to actually retire earlier and younger to enjoy life. So yeah. Okay, let's go. So if you have attended our basic training, we always say that you should always just split test by interest, correct? So this is phase 1. Okay, so you can actually take screenshot of this one if you want. So if you attended my basic webinar, or if you did attend some Big Bang or actual workshop, this is just the very basic. Okay, then phase 2, we either duplicate or increase budget. And after this, we don't know where to go, right? So on basic ones, these are the only things that we teach the beginners, because they might not understand what's after this one, because yung budget is majority of the beginners one, they're not really prepared for the budget, and baka hindi nila kayanin yung mga pros and cons, because there is risk involved when you scale up. So when you scale up, it does not guarantee that your income goes up. Sometimes keeping your ROAS high is better for me. When I keep my ROAS 5 or 6, even if I only earn on one of my niche stores siguro 30k lang or 40k lang, if my ROAS are 6 or 7 or 8, I will be happier than having 100,000 tapos ROAS ko 3 or 4 lang. Keeping your ROAS above 5 is always healthy. That's what you're aiming for, not the graph, but of course yung savings mo lumaki para makapagbukas ka pa ng maraming source of income for your additional stores. Okay, one of the problems that I see on some of my members before is nakokontento na sila sa isang store or dalawang store that's giving them passive income. Well, come to think of it, you already know how to create 1 store and 2 store. Why not make more? So you can actually, retire younger and earlier, right? Let's see. Yeah, so let me see your chat. Trisha, you mean create 2 to 5 new stores with similar products? No. I'm talking about 5 niche store with different niches, different products. So, ito nag-chat yung isang friend ko, si Clyde, nag-resign na daw siya. So, that's going to be my long-term plan. What's yours? Let's go back. Phase 1, Phase 2, and then, okay, this is the most duplicate winning ad set either 5 times or 10 times, or you can increase it right away. And Phase 3, this is what your ad set should look like. After you have, you bought some data in Facebook. Kasi data is the most important thing in Facebook right now, right? So, sa umpisa, when you split via interest, you probably put like maybe Philippines and 18 to 65 men and women. on an interest, diba? Isang interest, right? Now, after that, you move to phase 2. You kind of increase the budget. You lose some revenue, but you kind of buy some data in Facebook that you can use in phase 3. Okay. So, for example, I'm selling this this cream right now. So this is called like maybe cream 1. Okay. So I'm selling this cream 1, and nag-split test ako na interest, and I had 5 ad set for 250 pesos. Okay, so there was 2 winning ad set that I increased the budget from 250 to 1,000, and now I lost some ROAS, and what happens is I keep on buying data. Now, phase 3 is when I have at least 100 purchase. Okay, take note, 100 purchase. In phase number 2, I can now move to phase number 3. Now I'm going to see and going to show you my ad account on how I do it, so you can actually do it on your ad set right now. Okay, so let's go. So let's see, let me open up my ad account. Open ko lang yung ad account ko. I'm opening up my ad account. So okay, so now we are on my ad account. Okay, so I'm gonna go to phase number 3, and as you can see here, this is my old ad account. You can see I have 3 layers expanded. I have a manual bid, I have desktop, I have lookalike audience, I have mobile 2%, men, female. So I did really split this up, and now we're going to study how I did this. Assuming you already have 100 purchase, what you're gonna do is you click this breakdown. Okay, kasi kailangan natin to in moving to phase 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so if I had 300 purchase right now here, no, I have 344 purchase on my shampoo. I'm not going to see what gender is yung bumibili. Okay, so now I can assume, I'm just going to write in a notepad that majority of my buyers, okay, so Dex says shampoo, majority of my buyers are male. So this is around 75% is male and 25% female. This means if I'm going to run phase number 4, I'm not going to run them on one ad set. If my budget is 2,000 pesos, okay, I'm probably going to put 1,500 for men and 500 for female. Make sense? So if I were to recreate this Dexe shampoo, I will not run this one on one ad set. I would run based on the numbers of purchase. It's male and female. Okay? Then ayun sa, and then also I'm going to see the age. Okay, I'm going to see the age on ano yung age na bumibili. Okay, so as you can see here, majority of the sales comes from 25 to 34. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to run. Okay, so let me just split this up. Now we have data to actually play around. Okay, so 25 to 34 is our number 1. Therefore, I'm going to run, okay, this one, 25 to 34, and 35 to 44, and 55 to 64, and maybe run 65 plus. Okay, so we have 4 age group that is selling for men, or maybe this is also for women also. Okay, so let's just say it's for men muna. Okay, hindi ko sinelect yung age and gender. Now, we can really assume now that I should be focusing on 25 to 34 and 35 to 44. So what I'm going to do, so this is page number 3. Okay, this is what you should be doing. Okay, the name of the ad set is men. Okay, men 25 to 44. Ad set name, okay, is men 25 to 44, and the settings is, well, men 25 to 44. And this is where the majority of my budget should go into. Then there's one more thing that we can actually saan na ba yung maximize? We're also going to go into region. Okay, we're still going to see which region is actually the, so we can see here that Metro Manila, Central Luzon. So, but I'm not going to put, okay, so this one I'm going to go for Metro Manila, right? So let me just, okay, now phase number 3, ad set name is men 25 to 44, Metro Manila. Men settings is men 25, majority of my budget. And of course, I'm going to make a custom audience. Okay, make custom audience. Lahat ng namili na, lahat ng buyers, and exclude them, or maybe website visitors. Okay. Yes, Crystal, you need at least 100 purchase to actually do this. You see, if you don't have 100, then what kind of data do you have? This one, dahil meron na tayong 300 purchase, you can actually move to phase number 3. This kind of phase is you're going to have a better ROAS, and you can really scale horizontally, using the data that Facebook gave you. So phase number 3, ad set name men 25 and Metro Manila only. Okay, and then I'm going to run the same, this one, okay, but I'm going to exclude, I'm going to put Central Luzon, as you can see here in the data here, Central Luzon. Okay, I'm going to run in Central Luzon, Calabarzon, Davao, Central Visayas, Ilocos, Western Visayas, and Baguio, Northern Mindanao, and maybe this is small things na nakakabenta. So you get my point. But as you can see, these regions here, I'm going to put in my ad set, exclude Metro Manila. So we're going to run dalawang ad set, isang Metro Manila only, and isang ganito lang na men and 24. So why? Bakit di na lang natin pagsamahin sa isang budget? Why not, diba? The reason is if your Facebook pixel actually learns that majority of your sales is going through Metro Manila, what will it do is dun niya i-dump majority ng budget mo. So what happens is etong mga to naiiwan mo. Right? So you may want to actually oops. Basta na tayo. You may want to do what I told you para, saan ba? Damn it. Yeah. So, if I were to remake this shampoo, I would probably go phase number 3, ad set name MEN 2544, Metro Manila. This is where majority of my budget. And I'm gonna go mobile feed only. Gets? And then, I'm also going to duplicate this and desktop only. So, you're going to run two, isang desktop, isang mobile feed. Why? Mas alam natin na yung mobile feed is doon nagfo-focus si Facebook, si Pixel, no? So, what happens is naiiwan si desktop. Maraming tao nagfo-focus sa mobile feed. So, it's time for you to actually get some desktop action going. Okay? So, makikita niyo sa phase 3, medyo marami na kayong trabaho because you're now breaking it down. You're taking advantage of the data that Facebook gave you. So, maaring konti lang yung ROAS nyo sa phase number 2, but you bought some data for phase number 3. Okay? So, this is going to be my ad set 1. Okay? And then, this is going to be my ad set 2, which is desktop only. Okay? And then my ad set number 3 is ito naman, exclude Metro Manila MEN. Okay? And this is going to be mobile. Then I'm going to actually go for ad set 4, which is desktop. And this is this. So we got ad set number 1, Metro Manila only, 25 to 44. But take note, meron pa tayong 55 to 65. So I'm going to run some pretty low budget on 55 to 65, maybe 500 pesos. So we're going to have at least 8 ad sets on men alone. And if you're going to duplicate that and just change the gender to female, now you have 16 ad sets. And then you kind of play around ano yung budget mo na ilalagay. Okay, it's not wise to actually just bomb it with budget. You know, budget is not always the key. It's about taking advantage of the data that Facebook gave you on the phase number 2. So as you can see on men, 75% of my budget will go here on this ad sets here. So ad set 1, ad set 2, Metro Manila, and then yeah, this one, mobile, and then desktop. Okay, majority of my budget. Okay. And you exclude all those buyers. And are you okay? You seeing my screen? Okay. Are you getting? Are you learning? Dito na tayo sa phase number 2. And then what I can also do is make a lookalike audience out of all my buyers. I already have 1,000 buyers in my shampoo. I can also make a lookalike. Okay? So there's so many possibilities once you have data, hindi ka na malulugi. This item can run for so long now. Diba? But first, let us take a CR break. Okay, the answer for... There's a question here by Alec. Follow up ako dun sa ATC conversion based on your post. What is the reason na ginawa ko is add to cart rather than purchase, yung Kagebunshin technique. So let me explain that today. Yeah, it looks weird. Bakit add to cart? Are you kidding me, Rudolph? Why was it successful in add to cart? I'm gonna show you why. I know. Okay. Now, I want you to learn why ATC yung ginamit ko sa Kagebunshin. Okay? So, you do realize that in order for your ad set to be more stable, you need 50 conversions in 7 days. Right? You need 50 conversions. Now, if you chose purchase, and your budget is 300 pesos, okay, you need at least 7 to 8 per purchase per day to optimize, right? Which is quite hard. So when you say optimize, okay, if you hit 50 conversion in 7 days, what Facebook algorithm is going to do is yung 50 na yon, Facebook is going to take the data dun sa mga 50 na nag-convert and try to look for those similar type of people. So parang nagkakaroon siya ng similar or mini lookalike audience. Okay? So the reason I chose add to cart, because it's literally impossible for me to get 8 purchase per day. So that is CPP mo 37 pesos or 40 pesos every day, which is really hard to do if you chose purchase. So if I chose purchase here on this ad set, it will never optimize because on the 8th day it will just reset. When you hit 50, it doesn't mean that your ROAS will skyrocket. Magi-stable lang siya ng konti. But you know, every little bit of help that we can get from Facebook, kunin natin. So why did I do add to cart? Okay? It's so possible for me to get 10 add to carts per day when I chose add to cart, diba? Okay, this is for the Kagebunshin technique only, ha? So later I'm going to expand this kasi tinanong eh. So if I do this one, I'm going to hit 50 conversions 100% of the time. And that means after I hit 50 ATC, okay, it's going to optimize a bit. So pinaglaban ko yung konti. Rather than purchase, okay, na hindi naman nag-optimize, doon na tayo sa add to cart na nag-optimize. Because people who add to cart also have some intentions to buy. And they are cheaper people. Tsaka magre-retarget tayo sa kanila, right? Okay, so there's no way for me to actually hit 50 purchase pag Kagebunshin na 300 pesos lang or 200 pesos. Sobrang mamaw mo nun. But for add to cart, you hit it. Kaya nag-optimize yung ad set ko nun and I hit a winning item. Ay puta, hindi pala nakalagay yung scene. Ito pala yun. Sorry, nagsasalita ako, hindi pala nakalagay. So ito yun. 50 conversions in 7 days. Pag add to cart yung pinili ko, I can definitely get more add to carts. Okay? So ang hinabol ko doon, sino ba yung nagtanong? Si Alec, ang hinabol ko doon is optimization. Jason Piodos, how much yung budget per day sa phase number 3? Maybe here, this is going to be my main. This is going to be my main ad set, diba? So this is going to be my main ad set. I'm going to try for, kung hindi ako magma-manual build, maybe I'll go for 2,000. Okay. For desktop, I will go maybe 500 and see what happens. So, this is how I will budget it. Okay? Since nasa phase number 3 tayo. Ad set number 3, mobile. Mga outside Metro Manila, I'm going to try probably 1,500. Okay? And then this one, desktop, for desktop I don't go above 1,000. I usually just go for 500 max. I go for 500 see what happens. And then I'm also going to go for female. Now for female, I'm not going to go for 2,000. I might go for 500 or 800 or 750 because majority of my buyers are male. But as you can see here, I spent around $5,600. That's around 250,000 pesos. And generated around 1.1 million here. My CPP average is around 500. It's okay kasi yung profit margin ko dito is 1,700. So I was able to play around on manual bid. So my top 3 is male, male, male. And then 25 to 34 female. And then male again, then female. So you read the data. I have 300 purchased dito kasi sa ad set na to. So I was able to take advantage. Kita niyo ba screen ko? So, on page number 3, I'm also going to tell my videographer to actually run Instagram ads. So, gagawa kami ng Instagram image or video. Kasi, majority of us is running ads on Facebook. And there's so much people on Instagram na iniiwan natin, no? Also, yeah, I would have, if this is successful item, magkakaroon pa ako ng backup videos in case the ad creative get exhausted. Then I can actually refurbish or add more videos on existing ones. Okay, so phase number 3. The budget, sabi sa akin, went to increase. Well, I'm just, kung shampoo yon, I'm just going to, if I already have 1,000 purchase in that, then it means my purchase every day will keep on going down kasi nabentahan ko na mostly yung mga buyers ko. So I would still experiment for 2,000 or 2,500 and just keep a strong ROAS of 6, 7, or maybe if I'm lucky, maybe I can go for 9 because right now, sobrang precise na ng targeting natin. We're targeting people on their location, on their gender, and if in-apply nyo pa yung lifetime budget, you can also tackle them in the right time. Now, phase 3, if it becomes successful, of course, phase 3 will die down a bit. Okay, there's wala kasing permanent na phase na hayaan mo na lang and it'll just magically be a piggy bank, no? So, after getting more and more and more data, you're gonna make a new campaign with a new ad creative. Hindi mo pwedeng patakbuhin the same one. Well, I have a niche store na tumatakbo na for a year, yung pa rin kasi carousel lang. Okay, keep the faith. So, but if you want to make this serious one, you should make a new campaign with a new ad creative. Ibang video, ibang thumbnail. You go for lifetime budget na and study the time of your customers. And then you're going to make all the custom audience now. You're going to exclude all website visitors and everyone who purchased and everyone who watched the video. So in phase number 4, you're forcing Facebook to give you new customers and new leads para hindi mo nadaanan yung mga nadaanan mo nun. Okay? You can also do this phase number 4 in between phase number 3 if medyo masipag ka. Okay? And then, yeah. This one, I'm going to just cycle the videos, make lookalike audience hanggang sa maubos yung inventory ko, or maybe just keep a low budget na bumibenta pa siya. But after kasi ng mga 2,000 purchase on one item, medyo mahirap na i-push yan kasi marami nang nanggaya niyan. Nagkalat na sa Shopee yan. Mababa na doon. So what you're going to do is just CPR method na lang. Just keep a healthy income na lang dun sa item na yun because you have all the data. Nakukuha ba? Ibig sabihin, you know, I'm not going to quit on that item yet kahit pababa na yung kita, but I'm just going to scale down my budget until I get a good ROAS. Parang yung isang item ko has been running for 2 years. Ang budget ko lang doon 1,000 pesos. Every time I scale up, it just gets screwed. So what I do, well, if you don't want to scale up, I'm just going to stay with 1,000 peso, and I do maintain around 6 to 7 ROAS dun sa isang item na yon, which is giving me passive income. So that's what you want. You want passive small incomes na hindi nagfo-fluctuate yung result. You want stable result, you want stable passive income dito sa e-commerce. Dito sa phase number 1, 2, and 3, pataas yung ROAS mo eh. Okay? You're just getting purchase. As after that, you're going to hit audience exhaustion. May exhaust na yung audience mo, and dyan yun na siya pipigayin sa mga cross-sell, upsell, email marketing, SMS marketing. And of course, page number 6, if you have 1,000 purchase, it's time for you to create lookalike audiences. The mga nag-purchase, nag-initiate checkout, etc. And just to have a sustainable income. This is what I did. And this is why some of my items have been running for years. Because I already have, 1,000 purchase, which is kind of sustainable for me. So, page number 7 is actually LTV. Kasi sino ba yung nakagawa na dyan ng lookalike with LTV? Then, phase number 7, what happened kasi is, you have all this data ng mga buyers. So, you all have, nasa inyo na lahat ng mga email address nila. But the thing is, hindi nyo sila pinapadala ng mga email upsell and email cross-sell. Like for example, well, of course, kung budol yung item mo, hindi ka naaabot sa phase number 7. But example, I sold a good bag. No? Kunyari, may bumili ng bag sa akin. Bumili sa akin si Carla. And naging happy siya. I'm going to try to do an email blast or an SMS text that, hey Carla, you're one of our loyal customers on our site, fashion portal. We have a new item and we have this new wallet. If you buy right today, we're gonna give you 10% off. So the thing is, the low-hanging fruits, etong mga customers mo, you're leaving them because napagkakita mo na, baka nabudol mo na. But on a niche store, you always want to take care of them because they're the one that's already gave you money. Might as well just milk them out. And kung budol ka, then iwasan mo na sila. But ang goal natin dito is for you to have long-term and passive income. That's why you take care of your customers. And later we're going to talk about DPAs na pwede ka mag-upsell and cross-sell sa mga buyers mo based sa pixel mo. Okay? CR method. Crystal Mohica, that is on another technique. Hindi ito yung, this is another, yung add to cart Kagebushin technique. We're going to discuss about that later on. CR mode on. This method is, ito yung flow na sinusundan ko. You can create your own flow, but for me, this flow works well. No, para mapiga ako talaga before siya mamatay, before natin siya ilibing, then you still have, you know, you can still upsell to them, you can still make lookalike audience para gamitin mo sa ibang item. Okay? So, punta naman tayo dun sa automated rules for an easier life. How many of you gumigising ng ano nga ba to, ng ang taas ng CPP and you don't care? Ha? Ito naman tayo. So, punta tayo sa automated rules. I do use this one right now pretty much. Okay? So, this is how I do it. First of all, you should do this to all of your ad sets. So, just example, these are all my ad sets, diba? These are all yung mga, ito yung ginawa natin, right? Okay, so ito yung ginawa natin mga ad set. We have around 16 ad sets. When we went to phase number 3, dun sa shampoo, we just divided them onto regions, into age, on the time, and so on. But now, hindi naman pwedeng nakabantay na lang tayo lagi sa computer natin, and we should be enjoying life. So, I don't know if you're doing this, but this is what the first thing that I do when I create a new campaign and maraming ad set in phase number 3. I select them, sineselect ko yung mga gusto kong applyan ng rules. Okay? And I click here and click new rule. So, this one is really simple. I don't know if you're doing this, but for the sake of the people who don't, this is, let's just read it. Apply to 22 ad sets. We can actually turn off, turn on, adjust budget, or adjust manual bid. Just for the sake ng basic muna tayo, doon naman na tayo sa turn off. Okay? So, going back to the automated rules, I want Facebook to turn off any ad set out of this 22 ad sets. Kung, example, gumastos na siya ng 500, okay, yeah, spent is greater than, well, this is in dollars, so I'm just going to, spend is greater than 500, mga $10, okay, $10, which is 500 pesos, okay. So if spent is more than $10 and purchase is smaller than, let's say, 2, okay. So that means 1, okay. So ibig sabihin, I'm going to make this rule name $10 per purchase equals 1, purchase 1, kill. Okay? And then, I'm going to apply this all of these ad sets. So, pag tumakbo to kinabukasan at gumastos ng 500 pesos at wala pang benta, ibig sabihin, isa lang yung benta, this will turn off. So, you can also go for, you can be creative on this one. Purchase is less than 1, which is 0, right? So, if any of these ad sets run at nag-spend na ng $10, which is 500 pesos, roughly, and walang purchase, automatic magkikill. So, I'm just going to create this one, and right now, na-apply ko na yung rule doon sa ad set. That's going to be the first rule that I'm going to apply. Okay, now, ito yung sample natin. How do I scale? Nakalagay dito, aggressive scaling, okay? Para hindi na ikaw yung nag-i-scale, si Facebook na for you, okay? So, if these are my main ad set, for example, hindi naman pwedeng lahat ng ad set mo scale mo, yung mga main mo lang. So, for example, these two are my main ad set, okay? I'm going to create a rule called 1% 1% scaling method. Okay? Okay, so now, I want to scale. Okay, if you're a beginner, ang scaling method lang na ginagawa mo is probably adjusting budget and duplicating, right? But we can actually do a better one. This is what I'm doing on one of my niche store, and it's working perfectly. Now, many people will say na, oh, if you touch the ad set, it will reset the optimization. However, if you only increase the budget bit by bit, yung sobrang konti lang ng ginagalaw mo, then hindi siya magre-reset. So, I'm going to name this rule the 1% scaling method. Okay? So, I'm going to apply this one dun sa two main ad set ko, which is I'm going to adjust budget, okay, increase daily budget, okay, by 1%, okay, every hour. Okay, so we're going to break this down. I'm doing this in one of my niche stores, working well. So if my initial budget is, and of course meron siyang cap, so lagyan natin 2,500 is around $50, right? So $50, and supposedly nag-start to sa $10, right? So starting is $10 for 500 peso. So now you're gonna learn how to scale automatically. So nag-start tayo ng $10, and it means every hour, but of course meron tayong condition. Okay? It means pag etong ad set na to, okay, spent na is greater than $10, and CPP is, example, less than $10 or maybe less than $8, okay? And ROAS is greater than 5, okay? Ito yung scaling method na to. So, started with $10 and the conditions is, okay, it's going to increase every hour by 1%. So, 1% ng $10 is around 1 cent. So, it's very small. So, if you're just going to start this, might as well just go for 5%. Okay, 5% na tayo. 1% para sa mga big budget, but kung $10 ka, 5% is around 50 cents. So it's going to increase 50 cents. Okay. This is going to increase by 5%, which is 50 cents. Okay, you can create your custom rule. If spent is, kunyari nag-spent na siya ng $10, okay, and CPP ko is less than $8, which is 400 pesos. So, you can customize this. My rule is different from your rule kasi iba-iba tayo ng margin ng item. Nagkataon lang na ito yung condition ko dito sa shampoo because 1,700 yung margin ko. Are you getting there? So as long as na ang CPP ko is less than $8 and yung ROAS ko is greater than 5, this will continue to scale up to $50. Let me just name this 5% scaling method. Okay, so this is not the conventional way na ginagawa natin by duplicating it, and this one is a safer method kaysa dun sa ginagawa natin na, for example, from 250 tas ginawa mong 1.5 or ginawa mong 2,000 kinabukasan, nagpapanik ka na kasi yung CPP mo ang taas. So this one is the medyo itty-bitty way to scale without losing so much ROAS. Okay, so this is a safer method if you want to scale yung mga $10 nyo or yung mga 1,000 peso nyo, but lagyan nyo ng cap. So this is going to increase every hour. Okay, so hanggang ma-reach nya, hanggat yung ROAS nya na So you can actually, iba-iba tayo ng timpla ng rules. Depende to kasi every ad account ko kasi iba. Sa fashion, sa ibang niche, iba kasi iba-iba yung profit margin. So you may want to play around on this one, but this will definitely help your life na hindi na ikaw yung tipong gigising ka tapos yung CPP mo ang sarap pumatay ng tao. Kasi number one, in-apply mo muna yung nag-go off yung ad set. Pag nag-spend siya ng $10 and yung purchase wala, automatically mag-go off. And now you're applying a scaling method na once na maganda yung metrics, maganda yung data na binibigay sa inyo ng Facebook, automatic nag-scale siya. You can also do manual bid here, diba? But that's on mamaya na natin yan. Dito muna tayo sa basic na scaling method. Crystal Moica ROAS is wait. So ROAS is return on ad spend, okay? Ad spend. So ibig sabihin if I spent $1 and got $5 back, my ROAS is definitely 5. Right? But of course there is cost of goods there. Merong cost of goods and cancellations, bogus order dito sa Pilipinas. So the higher your ROAS is, the better. I highly suggest keep your ROAS 5 plus. Okay, 4 is okay. You're earning a bit, but ang gusto natin is healthier ROAS, so you can have more return for your money and your effort. Okay. Share break ulit. A bit of expired na yung expired na to. Question and answer. Do we have question and answer first? Wait ko kayo sa YouTube chat natin. Yeah, usually Crystal Moica phase number 2 is doon lang talaga nag-stop yung beginner, because that's what yun lang hirap kasi pag sa umattend ka ng beginner class tapos lahat tinuro na. Masasabog utak mo. And meron pa tayong mga manual bidding technique mamaya. That's why I'm telling you, get some coffee because we're just starting. And I'm gonna make your brain bleed. Any question and answer here sa chat natin? Q&A, come on. Okay, for Miss Trisha Carla, Rudolph, bakit manual bid and lifetime budget lang? Okay, we're gonna talk about that today. Bakit ba si Rudolph naka manual bid? Saan na ba yan? Let me find that one. Going to answer Carla's question. Okay. So the reason, nakikita niyo ba? The reason this is my most successful campaign. This one around has 2,400 purchase before I migrated my ad account. So the reason I I chose lifetime budget because you can only choose the schedule ng ads mo na mag-on siya pag naka-lifetime budget ka. So, ibig sabihin, I'm saving money dito sa madaling araw na to and putting it into a hotspot. So, yesterday, we talked about the hotspot ng ad account mo, right? So, my ad account before, ito yung hotspot niya. I'm getting purchase from 9 to 12 or 11. And then, break time, meron akong purchase. And then, yung hotspot ko is 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. So, instead of wasting my money here, okay, I'm putting them on a lifetime budget so I can choose what time na go on yung ads ko. Okay? But then again, too big method. Oh my God. Your pixel is actually smart enough to do this automatically. However, I want to do it manually too, di ba? Ilang beses na kayong gumigising na ang spent nyo 1,000 na or 2,000 tapos wala pang purchase? What if you can put that money on some hotspot sa customers mo? Then, therefore, you're gonna earn more, diba? And this one kasi lifetime budget, and then I went for manual bid. And we're gonna talk about that today. Why is my most successful campaign manual bid, and how does it work? How does it work for the beginners who want to scale your ad set? You're probably one of those guys na, damn, paano ko bang scale to? Every time I scale, it just goes wild and walang result. It's you know. Let me see your question answer. Miss Monica, pag meron ka multiple store, can it be channel on the same FB ad account? I suggest do not do it on the same ad account. Move it into different ad account. Brother Karim, no, mas maganda pesos, no? Kaya ako nga iniwan yung US dollar account ko is because ang sakit ng charge sa credit card ko. I'm literally buying dollars every time. That's why ang dami kong iniwan na successful campaign dito because I'm just wasting my money here. Can you just imagine dito, ilang purchase na to? Around 20,000 purchase right here, and I've spent almost what 7 million here, and laki ng perang nawala sa akin kasi dollars yung binabayad ko, so fuck. So I have to migrate into a peso account. So do not use dollar. Not good, man. Jason, pwede bang hindi naka-manual bid kapag naka-lifetime budget? Of course, yes. Sheila, sa bully method, I just run it for a month and see. Usually, it dies in 2 to 3 weeks. Unless na lang walang kumokopya ng item. Sheila, I start with 10,000 pesos sa bully method. Q&A muna tayo. Alright, let's go. Q&A. Q&A tayo. Sa Dubai, I don't recommend doing e-commerce in Dubai kasi hindi ko alam kung ano yung timpla ng ads cost dyan. And number two, yung permit mo na 800,000 just to sell there, it's really high. Alam mo, dadalhin mo dito 800,000 mo sa Pilipinas, tapos na buhay mo. Jason, yes, one ad account per one niche store. You don't want to actually mix them all up. One ad account, one pixel, one store, one page, one Shopify. That's it. Keep it simple, guys. Q&A. Okay, nice question from Carla. We're gonna talk about that right now. I'm gonna answer that. When to launch a new store? Okay, so question is when to launch a new niche store. So if your goal is around 5 niche stores, right? You cannot launch them 5 at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one. For example, I'm going to make this one for maybe t-shirt niche. Example lang, t-shirt niche. And then my goal for this niche is around PHP 20 to 30k per day. Okay, and that's it. I don't want to scale it to 100k. It's very stressful na if I push it that way. In this way, this one is an easy goal. Yeah? And if it's stable na siya, okay, ibig sabihin, full funnel, nasa phase 7 na ako, I have my email marketing, my ManyChat marketing done, all holidays plotted, okay, and ROAS is 5 plus on an average of 7 days. Then it's time to open another store. Kasi when this happens, I'm going to hire maybe 1 or 2 guy na tuturuan ko mag-handle nitong t-shirt store ko. So, 1 t-shirt store. Example lang. I need to hire 1 or maybe 2 people na mag-handle nitong store na to. And then I open up another store. You don't open 5 at the same time. It's crazy. Okay? And then if you do this, okay? You do this in a span of 3 to 5 months, knowing that kunyari hindi naman constraint yung budget, no? Example, yung sa bag ko, stable naman siya 10, 20, sometimes 30k per day. Yun lang ang budget ko lang doon is 2,000 per day. Hindi ko siya na-scale masyado. Now just imagine if you have 5 niche stores, not 30k, you can have 150k per day gross, and kahit 40k net na lang, you can have 1 million net per month. If you can, so 5 niche store, targetin mo ng mga 6 months. Right? Kaya yun. Wag masyadong madaliin, wag din masyadong tamarin. Make this kind of task list. So for me, my task list today is webinar of 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Right? We're gonna have to 8 p.m. And then tomorrow, I'm gonna make one more niche store. Okay? I'm going to scout for 20 items nung niche na yun. I'm going to study the market. Okay? And then see how I can brand it, make the page, make the store, make the Instagram account, and then make the video, and then try to stable it, and then open up another one, diba? So you should always be saving your money to open more and more and more stores. Oh, ay puta, hindi kita. Shit. Ang dami kong tinay, putang ina, hindi nakita. Pack shit. Ulitin ko. So, if I'm question ni Carla, when to open up a new store? So, number one, if I 5 niche store, diba? So, 1 store equals t-shirt store, diba? T-shirt store. Okay. Goal is 20k, 30k per day. Per day, that is an easy goal. Attainable, it's simple, it's short. Around mga 20 to 30 SKUs, diba? SKUs, and I already have a ROAS here is 5 plus, an average of 7 days, and then my email marketing is set up, ManyChat, SMS, full retargeting campaign na we are going to talk about later on. Okay, and full funnel method, and okay na siya, 2 months na siyang stable. Then I open another store, and I'm going to hire someone to manage yung t-shirt store, so I can focus on another store. T-shirt store, maliit ang t-shirt store kasi you can buy 300 pesos, t-shirts. So I'm not going to recommend the t-shirt niche. Q&A, break tayo ng 4:30, ha? Q&A tayo for 5 minutes, and then I move on to other scaling methods. Carla, do you recommend selling mahal na items like 3K to 5K, high ticket items? Yeah, actually that's one of my plans, to have one store na nag-event na ng mga 3K, 5K. Because, you know, marami nagkakagulo ngayon sa mga 500 to 999 items, you know. So yeah, Carla, I think that's a good idea. Brian, do you recommend competing sa ibang malakas na store? Why should you compete with the other store? You compete with yourself. You study the funnels, study this mastermind, and apply all the learnings. You keep on growing on yourself, beat yourself every day. Kung last month, nag 500k ka, ang goal mo next month should be around 600 or 700. Yeah, why not? For accessories and watches, as long as you apply the learnings, you can earn income. But you know, competing with others, for example, you want to compete with Kim Store, that's crazy, diba? Okay, move on na tayo sa next topic natin. Switch ba? Teka lang. Naano ko lang yung hotkey ko. Okay, let's move on sa other scaling methods that I'd use. Okay, so after this mastermind, hindi na kayo dapat gumigising ng talo yung CPP nyo or 1,000 yung CPP nyo, kasi you will now be applying automated rules, diba? Okay, phase number 2. Okay, kanina nag-stop tayo sa budget cap ng $50. Okay, so if spent, so gusto mo pa mag-scale and maganda pa yung result, maganda yung item mo, bumabanat talaga, yung talagang nananampal, what can we do? Pupunta na tayo sa manual bid. Okay, so example, nag-spend na kayo ng, nakita niyo ba screen ko? Nag-spend na kayo ng 2,500 pesos and yung ROAS nyo mataas pa rin, 5 higher, better of course. Then I would actually go for, I will try the bully method of manual bidding. Okay? However, take note, when you do this method, dapat ang profit margin nyo is 1,500. So for Carla, if you are selling around items na 3,000 or 5,000 pesos, which you have this kind of huge margin, then I would definitely recommend this manual bidding, this going higher, assuming na tapos ka na sa phase 1, tapos ka na sa phase 2, nakapag-automated rules ka na, and the results are still great. I'm gonna go for manual bidding. Now, I'm going to explain manual bidding, how it works. So you can see here. This is on a lifetime budget. And yeah, I'm just going to zoom in. So you can see. Can you see? Okay. Now, on your ad account, baka iba yung itsura. But this is manual bidding right here, lowest, and set a bid cap of $130 per purchase. That is around 6,500 yung sinabi kong CPP. Now, if you do this, diba? Ano ba yung ibig sabihin nito? Okay? So, paintindi ko muna sa inyo why I did $130 per purchase. Will Facebook give me $130 per purchase? Definitely not. Kasi itong ad set na to, ang CPP niya lang is $2.82 for 2,441 purchase. I was able to, stabilize this one. Hindi ko pa nga bin-breakdown to kasi mot-mot pa ako nun eh. So, this one, isa na manual bid. And I'm just going to show you how it works. Ano yung risk involved? Okay? So, bully method. So, for example, dito sa niche na to, for example, this is a pet niche. Okay? Something that I'm selling for dogs or cats or whatsoever. Okay? Successful ad set, I wanna go beyond. Gusto kong to earn more and, to bully everyone. Understand muna natin na every Facebook account na nagla-login sa Pilipinas, you're bidding against other advertisers dun sa wall nila. Okay, so when you win the bid, if you have a good relevant score, you have a good content, then ikaw yung unang ads na ipapakita. Now, a bully method here is, okay? So for example, advertiser number 1. Okay, so we're gonna go for advertiser number 1. This is advertiser number 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay, so there are hundreds of advertisers now sa Pilipinas bidding sa wall ng mga tao. So for example, all of these advertisers are also into pet niche. Okay, just like you. Okay, advertiser 1 bid 10 cents. So 10 cents. This guy bids 15 cents. And this guy go for 20. Hanggang nandun na tayo sa advertiser 256. And his bid is around $1 or maybe $2.75. And then, 256 lang yung advertiser na nag-bid dun sa wall ng tao na yon. So, can you just imagine how many people are logging in? And basically, your ad account is like a bidding machine. It keeps on bidding. Now, what happens is, I told Facebook that, hey, my budget is actually really high. And I want, ang bid ko is $130. Okay? And ang budget ko, for example, is 300. Okay? So, 15,000 peso. And sabi ko kay Facebook, hey, ang bid ko 130. So, what this will do is automatically, I win this one. I win this bid. And I'm only going to pay $2 and maybe 80 cents. So, my ads will be shown to the person. Now, pros and cons. You win every bid because your bid is so fucking high. However, yung budget mo kinakain din. So, ang budget mo dito is more than 10,000 pesos. So, you're winning everyone's wall. However, hindi naman guaranteed na bibili sila. Napanalunan mo lang yung wall nila. Nakukuha ba? So, in every room, you win the bid, and slightly higher, you win higher than that. So, can you just imagine kung merong 1,000 advertisers here, and yung final bid is around $15. So, automatically, you win that one by $16. And ipapakita yung ads mo dun sa tao na yon for $16. And wala pang kasiguraduhan na bibili siya. So, the bully method is a high risk, high reward method that I use. If nakalagay dito, if yung profit margin ko is 1,500. So, kahit mag $10 or $20 yung CPP ko or 1,000 peso, meron pa rin akong profit na 500 pesos. Yeah. And then exclude ko yung mga nag-video views na ng 3%, exclude ko na yung mga nag-post, nag-like sa page, and exclude ko lahat ng website visitors. So this is after phase number 2 na, diba? If you wanna go higher, let's see what you gotta say. From Q&A, see what you have to say. Yeah, of course, Brian, makakurot ka ng benta. Why not? If you have, kung maganda yung site mo, maganda yung item mo, why not, diba? Jason, bakit sa US malaki pa rin profit margin sa t-shirt, lalo na pag pod? Sa pod, hindi malaki ang profit margin ng t-shirt. Malaki profit margin yung mga hoodies, mga shoes, mga pendant and accessories. Shirts, not so much. Sheila, you can try kung 1,200 na profit margin mo. But, of course, sinasabi ko nga sa inyo, it's a very high risk, high reward method, no? Kasi lagi kang panalo sa bid, so you keep on paying Facebook. You keep on winning everyone's Facebook wall, but there's no guarantee that the guy will purchase, diba? Christina, what's the max amount sa bidding if we start at 10K? Walang max. you go 300, walang max. See, I can go 300 here. Doesn't matter. Okay, so balik ko na lang to. What niches to avoid? Okay, what niches to avoid? That's a good question from Carla. This is based on my, ano lang to based on my, you know. Number 1, I'm going to avoid electronics, okay? You don't want to be sending out Apple, iPhone, and CODs, right? That's crazy. Electronics with battery, you know, high ticket items sa 5K plus kasi susceptible sila sa mga thieves, you know. So I'm not going to put on electronics. Number 2, mga super bulky items. Ito yung mga tipong hirap i-bubble wrap tapos yung tubo mo konti lang. Sa bubble wrap mo talo ka na yan. Okay, number 3, I'm going to avoid. So yung mga electronics like cell phones, you know, I don't want to sell that. It's masyadong sirain, etc. Ano ba? Niche to avoid. I avoid the t-shirt niche at all times. Kasi, you know, profit margin, I buy t-shirts for 300 pesos. Why would I buy something na hindi ko nasukat for 1,000, di ba? So, for me, the reason kung bakit wala pa nagbebenta ng t-shirt dito sa Pilipinas, as you can see, meron tayong pod dito sa Pilipinas, but, you know, selling t-shirts online, tas profit margin mo is what? Diba? 1,000 ba? Hindi naman eh. This is on my opinion. By the way, you should be plotting and planning for your coupons and events. And like example, this one, Halloween, October 31. Okay, so we got 1 month of preparation. Ano ba ang mga binibentang items sa Halloween? So you have to do your product research. Ano ba yung mga tingin yung pwedeng ibenta ng Halloween, and then you just make a quick buck on this one. Thanksgiving is November 23, yan, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Green Monday. So there are a lot of days in a year. Ito lang yung mga coming soon. Okay? And of course, November 11 is Lazada's big day, and December 12 yata sa Lazada, I don't know, forgot. So pag may mga big day sa mga Lazada, expect na yung sales natin, it will just go down because most of the traffic binibili na lang mga Lazada. So yeah, should be planning on this one. And after this mastermind in 2019, kailangan pinagpaplanuhan mo na. January is what, di ba? January maraming nagpapapayat. Alright? Gym puno, mabenta ang mga fitness stuff, mga pampapayat, etc. Diba? February, this is where Valentine's happens. Okay? So, ano yung mabili ng Valentine's? Kung pwede lang tayo magbenta ng Titan Gel, I would. So, Valentine's. So, Feb 14, mga gifts. Okay? Surprises. Okay? Unique ideas. And couple items. Yeah? March, what do we have in March? Diba? This, you should plot this on your notepad, on your planning board. Of course, I'm not gonna show you my planning board. Diba? Magkakaparehas tayo, diba? I'm just giving you an overview on how I do it. Pakita ko sa inyo sa akin, parehas tayo. Okay, pinag-aralan nyo rin kung anong month yung pinakamaraming kasal. Pwede nyo i-run yan sa mga in a relationship. Diba? So, these are some of the dates. I'm gonna give you preview about your planning. Hindi yung tipong merong events, wala kayong pakialam. Sayang. Especially this Halloween. Yeah, nagpa-product research na ako kung ano yung pwede ko ibenta sa general store ko that will actually make money on Halloween. Vape method. By the way, the recorded naman to, no? But it will take around 2 days to 3 days before it renders, and ipapa-edit ko pa to sa videographer ko, and then we're going to secure the link so it doesn't get spread around. You have some question and answer? Questions? Move on tayo, move on. Moving on, So, makikita nyo, marami pala tayong option on, what to do. So, again, if ganito yung item nyo, 1,500 plus, I usually go for bully method. This one naman is called the average bid. Okay? So, kung dito, nambubuli tayo, diba? This one, we're setting a cap of 130. You can actually go for target cost. Okay, itong target, lakihan ko ha. Target cost is average bid. Okay, supposedly, I have a data. I have a data na for 1,000 purchase, ang CPP ko is around maybe $3. And now, I can tell Facebook that, hey, Facebook, my target cost is $3. However, this will not spend. So, you should put around $5 first. Okay? So, what this will do, itong target cost, this is an average one. So, Facebook will try to run this campaign on a manual bid, but you're telling Facebook na, Facebook, I'm only willing na sana i-force mo na after the day, ang CPP ko is $5. Pros and cons. Pros and cons. You can put a high budget on an average bid ad set. Okay? And it will not spend all of it kung hindi niya mahanap yung $5 per purchase na hinahanap mo. So, I would suggest kung $3 yung average mo, go for 6 para mag-spend siya. And then slowly decrease. After one day, you decrease by 5.75. And see if it's still spending. If it's still spending, you go again for 5.5. This, you can use your automated rules to decrease the budget. Okay? This one, masyadong maraming work. Usually, I just go for bully method and just bully it. Okay? But again, I'm just giving you option what you can try. Yung average bid technique, it's a very conservative scaling method. Even if you put 10,000 pesos, it's not going to spend. If it cannot find the right person and the right cost of purchase, it's not going to spend. Yun yung kabaliktaran ng max bid na bully method. It's just going to spend all of your money and just bulldozer everyone out of the competition. You want all their wall and sana may bumuli. If nobody buys it, then you're pretty much dead. So yun yung average bid. We're gonna go for option 3. This is called the surfing method. This is usually working if meron kang tiga-adjust ng budget or meron kang VA. Saan na ba tayo? Ay, puta, mali. So, punta na tayo sa surfing method. Q&A. Crystal, Trisha, we're going to funnel later on sa night. I'm going to show you how I drive traffic to my store. It's kind of a funnel from, website visits, PPE, etc. Moika, yung profit margin ng 1.5, malinis na yun. What I mean is, if I bought something from 200 pesos, I'm selling it for 1,700. Therefore, I have a big room of 1,500 to play around. Jason Piodos, sa niche store, how to create your new campaign. on a niche store, dapat meron kang lead item. Okay? Meron kang super winning dyan. Parang si Jollibee, di ba? Hindi naman lahat yan winning item. Chicken Joy, yung talagang driving traffic to Jollibee stores, right? But ina-upsell nila doon yung burgers, yung fries, etc. Okay? When you go to KFC also, ang winning item nila is yung chicken. When you go to, you know, sa siguro pizza, then pizza yung winning item nila. There's no business na lahat winning item. Even Apple, ano ba yung trademark nila? iPhone is pa rin yung pinaka-largest nila. Okay? So there's no overlap. So on your store, you should be planning alin ba dito yung lead, alin ba dito yung pinaka-superstar mo to drive traffic to your store, and from there, you can cross-sell, you can upsell, and you can keep or maybe introduce your brand and to have, you know, a strong presence on their mind for them to come back. Most customers, they buy 5 to 8 times na nakikita nila yung store mo. CR method, my God, ilang beses ba ako CR? Pang ilang beses na, ang lamig dito! Excited na ako bukas, dami kong store na bubuksan. Pambayad sa Ferrari, my God. Gusto nyo sipagin kayo, kumuha kayo ng property. Kuha kayong mamahaling kondo, kuha kayong mamahaling kotse. Sigurado bukas, hahataw kayo. CR method. Okay, by Alec. Follow up lang ulit ako dun sa budget optimization. How it works po when we turn it on during creation of ads. What do you mean? What? I don't get it, Alec. I don't get it. Okay, balik tayo sa some scaling methods that you can try. This is called the surfing method. Okay, this one requires for you to have a VA to do this. Diba? Usually, you're going to launch a campaign or ads at 12 o'clock. So, I did this on one of my item. Sa isang magnetic item na winning ko ngayon sa isang general store ko na nakatago. It works well naman. But yung ROAS ko, parang 4.4 lang. Hindi siya mag-5. Pero still, okay lang naman. So, again, if you launch a campaign or ads at 12 a.m. and okay yung resulta niya. At 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. ROAS niya is greater than 5. I-double nyo na yung budget nyo immediately. So, for example, 250 yun, gawin nyo na agad 500. Right? Kung 500 yun, gawin nyo na agad 1,000. Huwag na kayo mag-wait. If your item is a winner, it is a winner and there's nothing that can change that. Kung okay pa naman yung ROAS nyo, double your budget immediately. So, from 500, go to 1,000. Kung 1,000 yun, go for 2,000. Okay? And then, you again, monitor it, check it around 12 o'clock or 1 p.m. So, syempre, magda-drop yung ROAS nyo ng 4. Guaranteed yan. Diba? 1 p.m. Pero sobrang swerte mo kung hindi nag-drop. Diba? Now, at 1 p.m., after you adjust, and yung ROAS mo is 4 or 5 pa rin, and nasa 1,000 ka na, you add another 500. Okay? And then, mamaya hanggang 4 o'clock. Okay? Hanggang 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, this is going to be your last adjustment. Nasa 1,500 ka na or 2,000, you add another 500 pesos until the night. But, you stop putting budget around 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Kasi if you adjust the budget at night, for example, 6 p.m., and you double your budget, what happens is yung, kunyari, 2,000, ginawa mo 4,000, yung 2,000 na yung pipilitin niya pa rin spend sa gabi, which is, di ba? And then, at 12 midnight, you reset your budget back to your starting budget. For example, nag-start ka ng 500, you reset back to 500. Okay? So, kunyari, nag-start ako ng 2.5 dito sa option number 3. 2.5 yung ad set. Okay na. Okay, ang dami ng data, ang ganda ng engagement, ganda ng relevance score. I check it at 9 a.m. and ROAS ko 5. That means I already made 5 times 2. Around 12,500 na. Okay, I have 5 sales or 6 sales. I'm going to go for 5,000 pesos na at 9 a.m. And then see at 1 p.m. kung yung ROAS ko 4 pa rin. Okay, nasa 5,000 na ako. I'm going to increase by 7.5 at 3 o'clock. Okay? Then see monitor hanggang 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Okay? And then, usually, I'm not going to double it by 14,000. Maybe add pa ako ng 2,000 or depende sa ROAS ko. But usually, just leave it 7.5. This is an automatic bidding. Okay? So, when you go for, pag tapos na yung night, you go back to 2.5. You edit budget and you go back to 2.5 and then surf again later on. You don't want to leave it 7.5 later on or 10,000 kasi yung budget mo kakainin ng madaling araw. Remember, this is an automatic bidding, right? So if kung 2.5 ka, naging 5K, naging 7K, 8K, tapos hinayaan mo mamayang madaling araw na ganun yung budget mo, well, good luck kasi 12 o'clock na madaling araw hanggang 9, kakainin na most likely 30% of your budget, which is sayang. So usually, nire-reset ko, kaya after my VA, reset it. So we did this for 4 days. We had great results. However, yung item ko kasi magnetic and it's quite large. That's why I have to stop that. But aside from that, it worked pretty well for me, the surfing method. So, bakit di ko siya manual bid? Because hindi 1.5 yung margin. I only go manual bid kung 1.5 yung margin. Question? I rarely do that, Alec. Hindi ba siya, option 3, hindi ba siya mag-reset ng algorithm? Well, you are resetting it, diba? Of course, it will reset. But, as I tell you, if it's a winner, it's a winner. Fuck the algorithm. Diba? Usually, if you're a beginner, people will tell you, oh, adjust it, maybe mamayang 12. You wait for 2 days, adjust it. But, you know, if your item is a winner, it will keep on winning. Grabe! Tubig method! Wait. Build my tubig method. Advisable mo mag-edit ng ads after 12? Yeah, usually when I do edit my ads, it's 12 o'clock and I launch campaign at 12. But you know, one thing I learned in FB ads is, you know, if your item is a winner, it's just going to keep on winning until it gets saturated and exhausted. So, you know, you shouldn't like always say na, oh, kailangan ko i-adjust to at 12, kailangan ko edit to at 12. Man, kung babalik tayo sa panahon ng, for example, Dermacol o yung mga winning item namin no, na topic, man, sana binomba ko na. But before, you know, 2 to 3 years ago, hindi naman namin alam. So kami, sumusunod lang kami sa dapat adjust ganitong amount, you know. Kaya, ayun. So, we're gonna have a break. We're gonna go back in about